Hello everyone, Gaara here and welcome to another brand new card review of Kobolds and Catacombs. And without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, the very first card of today is Ironwood Golem. It is a 4 mana 3/6 taunt, can only attack if you have 3 or more armor. Kinda like a power creep of Senjin Shieldmaster. This might not be such a big drawback because this minion has taunt. So your opponent has to chew through it to attack you. So if this would be, a neutral minion or vanilla minion with no taunt, then it would be a pretty bad drawback. But it is kind of similar to Tar Creeper because Tar Creeper basically has only one attack on your turn. So it doesn't really matter if you can attack with it. But this one can attack as soon as you have 3 armor, and it is not that difficult for a druid to get 3 armor, especially after this expansion. This card has great synergy with the new 8 mana taunt minion that gives you 4 mana minion, and you want to get taunt minion out of it. So I can see this card being played in a new taunt druid deck that, if you pull out 2 Ironwood Golems out of your deck, that is pretty crazy good. And as I said, it's not that difficult for a druid to get 3 armor, so then you could attack with them. So it's pretty much the best taunt minion you can get for 4 mana. Interesting. It might see play in a niche druid deck, but you cannot just play it in every druid deck. So the next card is another druid class card. It is Oaken Summons. It is a 4 mana spell. Gain 6 armor, recruit a minion that costs 4 or less. So it has synergy with the Ironwood that I just showed you. If you compare this to the Vol'jins from Shaman that had 3 attack and 6 health, overload for 1 and heal for 6, it is comparable to that, and you don't overload. So super powerful. On top of it, the druid ramps, and getting out powerful 4 mana minions is pretty good. Imagine you play this and then you only have Fenrir. You probably will not just play only 1 4-drop, but you can play this and then get a Fenrir out of your deck and gain 6 armor. That's crazy powerful. Also, this has great synergy with the Ironwood. The minion has already taunt, and you can attack if you have 3 armor or more, and with this it's almost impossible to remove your armor. And it's just great synergy. This card will see play in all sorts of different druid decks, I can imagine. It's just a powerful defensive card. You will probably replace Earthen Scales with this card just because it's so good to get something on the board and armor up at the same time. So if a burn strategy is the meta, then this is a very nice counter card. Interesting card, seems powerful. And if a card seems powerful on paper, you will definitely try to make it work in some decks. The next card we have is the Rogue legendary weapon, Kingsbane. It is a 1 mana weapon, 1 attack and 3 durability. Definitely shuffle this into your deck. It keeps any enchantments. Wow, this card will see play in every Rogue deck. And on top of it, it's very good in a Mill Rogue deck. I think Mill Rogue got a lot of good cards this expansion. That is great for a Mill strategy because every time this weapon dies and you can just re-dagger and get this back in your deck, you shuffle something in your deck, and this card helps you control the board. Like the Swashbuckler Patches combo rotates out, this card will be still available to Rogue, so I can really see Deadly Poison making a comeback. This card seeing play in all sorts of different Rogue decks. It's a great card, has great synergy with the Doomerang as well, and powerful card, will see play for sure. The next card is a Paladin minion. It is a 6 mana 5/5 Divine Shield, cost 1 less for each Silverhand recruit you control. It is just very difficult to get Silverhand recruits on the board and maintain them on the board, that you can just play this card for cheap. So if you play 5 Silverhand recruits, this card costs 1 mana. So you have to reduce it by at least 2 mana for it to be good, because it is a 5/5 with Divine Shield. It might see play. It's tough to say. You wouldn't play this in a control paladin. I don't think the value is good enough, but maybe I mean, reducing mana is a very important and very good in Hearthstone, and we have always seen cards being played that reduce mana. And this card basically gets its mana reduced indirectly, and there's so many new recruit generators in Paladin, then this card actually might see play just because you have so many of it. It might be too easy for Paladin to get recruits on the board, like you have so many cards, and as soon as you get 2 recruits on the board, this card costs 4 mana. And if you compare this to Thing from Below, 4 mana 5/5, Divine Shield, yeah, it's pretty powerful. And as soon as you have 3 recruits on the board, it is a 3 mana 5/5 with Divine Shield. So tempo is very important in Hearthstone, and it really comes down to how easy it is to get 3 recruits on the board. And with the new 2-drop and the new weapon and already existing cards that give you Silver Hand recruits, I think this card might make the cut, that it's like powerful enough that it sees play. So it might see play. The next card is Bladed Gauntlet. It is a warrior weapon. 2 mana 0/2, has attack equal to your armor, can't attack heroes. Interesting effect. What is interesting about this is that after you equip it on turn 2, you can't immediately take out a minion, so you basically have to generate ammo afterwards and then kill stuff. And with the new expansion, it might not be that difficult for a warrior to do that, just because you have so many cards that generate armor. For example, a great follow-up play to this card would be Shield Block, and then suddenly this weapon has 5 attack power. You would take out basically anything after you play the Shield Block after this weapon. So it's awkward compared to War Axe, because usually you play a War Axe and then you take out a minion from your opponent, and this one can't do it immediately. You have to generate armor afterwards. It might be too big of a condition against aggressive decks for this to be viable, but it has a pretty big upside. Like in the late game, you can have a lot of armor. Let's say you have 10 plus armor, then you can just take out any minion, like Deathwings, whatever, with just your weapons. And you might not even need Shield Slams then because of Skulking Geist. So very interesting card. I can see it being played. It has to actually be playtested if this is good enough, you know, if it feels too clunky or too situational. Interesting card for sure. I like it. The next card I want to talk about is just, I don't want to say too much about it. It is a new Hunter spell. It is a 6 mana epic spell. To my side, summon an animal companion or 2 if your deck has no minions. So currently we don't have any competitively viable Hunter deck that doesn't can be played completely without minions. Even the meme Hunter decks require you to play at least a few minions, like Yogg-Saron or Ban's Ishara Hyman. Just a deck that completely bases its win condition on Rexa seems not viable to me at all. And even if you would build such a deck, To My Side is not good. Like, getting 2 animal companions out for 6 mana is not very good if they are random. Like, if you get 2 Leox out, it's not that powerful. It's so much better to just play a Hymen instead, and you don't have like this huge drawback of only playing no minions in your deck. So one of the worst class cards of the expansion. And the Hunter meme continues. The next card we have is Murmuring Elemental. It is a 2 mana 1/1 elemental battlecry. Your next battlecry this turn triggers twice. Finally, Shaman gets a powerful card. And this card is extremely powerful. It has the elemental tag. The stats are obviously garbage, but pretty much you have to see this card as a 2 mana double proc battlecry. It works with pretty much all the elementals, because most elementals have battlecry effect. It works with most jades. It works with Eye, Jade Spirit, Jade Claws. Yeah, it has the elemental tag on it, so it activates the elementals in the following turn. A very powerful card. Finally a 2 mana elemental that is playable. Great card, will see play. I will play it myself in a Jade Elemental Shaman. The next card we have is a Druid Ramp card. It's a 3 mana 3/1, deferral gain an empty mana crystal. So pretty much kind of like a delayed Wild Growth that can be silenced, which is quite interesting. It is better than Jade Blossom in ramp decks that just play Jade Blossom for ramp. So you get a 3/1 body instead of just a 1/1 Jade Golem. So that's pretty good. It's important to have like new ramp effect when the rotation happens. So Druid has like a new ramp card. It's very powerful ramp card, but it gives your opponent counterplay. You can silence it. Awesome. Like you can Earthshock it. You have a form of counterplay to ramp. I really like this. I can't wait for the rotation to happen. The next card we have is Void Ripper. It's a 3-mana 3/3 demon. Battlecry, swap the attack and health of all other minions. It is a neutral demon, which is super interesting. We rarely get a new neutral demon minion. Wow, it is a crazy powerful effect. It works with Spreading Plague. For example, you can Spreading Plague and then you play this guy and just kill your opponent. But at the same time, you can use this against Spreading Plague. If the opponent has a full board of Spreading Plague, you go Void Ripper and then let's say Defile. You can do crazy stuff with it. You can proc X with this. Yeah, powerful card, interesting effect. Will definitely see play in all sorts of different decks. Cool effect, cool card. And I like the demon tag. And that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, I'm pretty excited about the upcoming expansion. There's like a lot of viable cards so far. And yeah, I can't wait to stream and test all these different new decks. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a like, comment and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys next time. Have a nice day and peace out.